Hello and welcome to Reddit on Reddit, the internet's auditory version of Reddit. I'm Nelson Allingham, joined by Michael Campbell.
Hey, Nels, what's bloody going on, mate?
I boycott this. I just moments ago, I boycott that voice.
Yeah, me too, mate. Me too.
All right, well, this episode's over.
That's my professional morning DJ radio voice.
Yeah, I feel like very Aussie, like it's like surfer bro.
Yeah,
Aussie.
I've never heard Fitzy and Whipper, but I imagine that's what they sound like.
Just listen to their names though.
I know.
It's enough, isn't it?
What would we be? I guess I could stay Cambo, but you'd have to be like...
Nels, I think, maybe.
Yeah, Nelson Cambo in the morning. Yeah. Whoa. Got a bit of a prank coming up later. Look out.
Yeah, no,
I think it
felt
work. If you want us to rework the show to be Reddit on Reddit with Nelson Cambo in the morning,
yeah,
let us know.
Yeah,
we can make that happen.
Yeah.
Did you miss a beat at the beginning there?
I did, because I was thinking about something completely different.
You were like staring off into space like, oh, hello.
Do you know what's funny is the first Reddit I was almost about to do was about zoning out and then being so lazy that you've zoned out but you don't want to zone back in again.
So becoming aware of it. Yeah. Being like, oh, I'll just give it to it.
Yeah, I don't
know where I am.
This is my life now. So, Cambo, what you been up to?
Well, Nelson, very uncharacteristically, been playing a bloody video game this week.
I know, can't get you off the bloody thing.
I know, right? So people who have listened to the show a lot know that you're the video game guy,
yep,
and I'm the comic book guy.
Yeah.
But what happens, Nelson,
yep,
when a very popular comic book character gets a video game? We both play it.
We both play it, yeah.
Yes, I've been playing the new Spider-Man game.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, games are okay.
Games aren't too bad. That is a really good game. I've been playing it. I saw you playing it, and I was like, he can't have all the fun.
But
so
okay.
I started reading comics, and I was like, this sucks.
So many words.
And then, yeah, I was like, and there's not that many words.
No.
but still so many words.
More than a video game.
Yeah.
But here's the difference between you and I. I played it for, I don't know, like a couple of days, I guess, and I was sitting at about 30% complete.
Yeah.
And then you played it for a day,
yeah,
and I came home, and I was like, how far through are you? Like, I think it said like 67.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
Yeah. I play games.
Yeah. You have this ability that I don't have. You can really like zone into a thing and just like dedicate like a day to it.
Yeah.
Whereas I think I'm so programmed to be a movie guy that after about 2 hours, about the length of one movie, I'm like, okay, I'm done.
I need to take a break.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I can sit through like the other day when I was playing it, I was like, man, I'm so hungry right now, but I just want to sort of do this set of missions. And then that'll be it. And then I'll do that set of missions. And I was like, oh, something else just popped up. I better do that mission. Can't let the people of New York City go, get in trouble.
Can I surprise you further?
Yeah.
I've been playing Spider-Man, which is uncharacteristic for me, as we said.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I did last month?
What did you do?
Played a different bloody video game.
What?
I've played 2 video games in as many months.
What are you doing with your life?
I don't know. I think I'm changing.
You sad sack of shit.
Anyway, yeah, that's more or less been my week.
It's such a good game. Can I say, for any gamers that listen, I don't know if we've got any that do, and you haven't got Spider-Man, or you don't have a PlayStation, because I think it's PlayStation exclusive.
It is.
It is worth buying a PlayStation and then buying this game. I really love this game. I think it's so awesome. You actually... there's like very few other games where I feel like I embody the character in some sense, you know? Like, you just really get this sense of freedom and like swinging around in New York. There's something about it that is really like immersive, I think. And I think it's just the way that he kind of free falls and stuff. It just seems natural. So it's just more enjoyable. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But
this is based on just my basic kind of osmosis of video games. But I think you can tell when they know they're onto something, or they think it's going to be a big seller whenever they release that you can buy a console in the game in a package of like a branded package for that game, because they know people are going to be like, I want to play it, but I don't have a PlayStation. But I'll get that pack that is the Spider-Man PlayStation with the game in it. Like,
yeah, that's true. I think they do that to most a lot of AAA titles that are exclusives.
Right.
But yeah, that's true. I was a little bit worried because like there have been some bad. It's like how there've been some bad comic book adaptation movies.
What do you mean? Name one.
The Avengers.
Yeah, it's true. They're all bad.
Rubbish. But some games have just been like, it's that same concept of like, oh, people will like this because they like,
Right.
Batman or something,
Yeah.
they like, and then it's just, but they don't put any effort into actually making the game enjoyable. But this have done really good job, and the way that I played a lot of games, and the way that they sort of introduce little like villain subplots is really interesting, where it's not necessarily like this huge story arc. It's just kind of like a mini plot and then a mini boss battle at the end. And it's just cool. It's cool. Very like unique way of doing it. Because I thought, even actually after I played for a couple of hours, I was like, this is really good, but I think maybe they're just milking the mechanics of the game and not really doing much with the story. But it actually got really good. It was good.
I've been told, and we'll get to video games in a second, but I've been told that if I like this game, I will like the Batman Arkham games. Is that true? Because if so, I'll bloody play them, I think.
I
know they're not as free.
I don't necessarily think you will. They're okay. I think they are really good games, but
I know they're not, because this is like you swing around anywhere you want in the city or whatever. I know they're more contained.
Yeah.
Someone was saying they're just also like a good comic book story. The mechanics are quite good. It's a good representation of the character.
Only because I know you very well.
Right.
I don't necessarily think that because you like this anyway. You might.
Yeah, okay.
But I think that because I've seen you play. It's very frustrating. But I think there's just like elements in Spider-Man that are a lot. I don't know. Like honestly, the movement in Spider-Man is like half the fun of the game.
And you know what it is there's no shooting in that game.
Yeah,
so shooting and aiming is what I suck at in video games.
Yeah, that's right.
And there's none of that in Spider-Man.
You don't need to aim at all. Yeah, and so I think in Batman, it's probably some similar thing. Anyway, look, whatever. I think I've got it somewhere. You could just. I'm pretty sure, maybe downstairs. Anyway, let's talk about that later. Okay.
Anyway, Reddit.
Reddit. Here's the first Reddit on Reddit. Campo, you're gonna like this one.
Okay, Nels.
This is by This is by the Ryan Fight.
Okay.
The bathroom at my doctor's office has a discreet way for victims of abuse, violence, or human trafficking to get help. I know. The look on your face was so good. It was genuine shock of like, what are we talking about here?
Is there an end to that?
And well, this is what I thought. Right, last week, there was today I learned about a guy finding a baby in a dumpster.
Yeah,
and that didn't work well.
got pretty heavy.
So I thought this week I'd step it up a notch,
double it out,
see how we go. No, look,
okay.
I will tell you what the discreet way of getting attention was.
So it wasn't a look of shock so much as a where is this going?
Yeah,
because you just stopped. That's what I was surprised at. You just stopped the sentence, and I was like, "Is that it?"
Yeah.
Okay,
I get. No, I will.
Please explain.
All right. So
Pauline Hanson said, "Please explain."
This doctor's office had like a corkboard thing, like a notice board.
Yep.
And on it was just a piece of paper saying, if you suffer from abuse, trafficking, blah, 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 take one of these things. So it was like, somebody looking for a band member. Like if you're a singer.
The little flyer that you rip a little thing off.
Tear off the phone number or something,
Sure.
So it was one of those, but it was just like a red strip. And it said, give this to one of the nurses or whoever, anyone working here, and we'll call you away into a private room.
Oh, okay.
Right. So it's a good thing. Is
this indicating that you were going to the doctor with your abusive partner?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Or like in a sexual trafficking thing. Sure. I think because there's moments where they might need to get some sort of
So you walk into the bathroom and the flyer is inside the bathroom. You take a thing discreetly off and hand it to one of the staff.
Yeah.
That's good. I've heard of similar things at like nightclubs and stuff. I think, have we talked about this before?
I don't think so.
There's things in nightclubs that are in women's bathroom and stuff. If you've got someone that is like stalking you, or you're trying to kind of get away from or whatever, in the bathroom, you can take these little things off the wall and give them to the staff.
Right.
And the staff will kind of assist you. They'll call you a cab, or they'll,
Okay. Right. But I think there's like a problem with this system.
Yeah.
Because if they're like getting abused that severely, you would think that there would be like I'm thinking more for like sex trafficking or something.
Yeah.
I don't reckon you'd be allowed to go to the toilet by yourself if your
so
trafficker is right next to you.
So here's the scenario, right?
Yeah.
So you're a sex trafficker.
Yeah.
And you're taking one of your girls to the doctor to get like a check, like a STI check or something.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Sure. And she goes to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And then she comes back out, and then the doctor's like, "Hey, we got your secret note. Come to a private room, and you can't come."
Yeah.
Do you think you'd be like, "Wait a minute, secret note"?
I think it would be a bit suspicious, because you'd be like, "Well, I'm gonna stay with this person forever." Like, what if they come out of the bathroom and then they've got like a piece of paper in their hand, and then you're just, I think you'd be like, "What's going on? What's that about?" And then,
presumably you give it to one of the staff before you get back.
Yeah. Well,
are you saying, what if there's no staff between the bathroom and the waiting room?
That'd be.
Do you loiter? I guess you'd loiter, right?
That'd be a poor idea. Yeah, I mean, look. I'm not dissing the idea. I'm just saying, if I'm a sex trafficker, and
that's hypothetical. He's not.
I'm not. I looked into it. Way too much work. And I'm not taking any chances. Yeah, I'm like, and I think that it is a misconception. I could be wrong totally about this, that it's just like male sex traffickers. I think there are females that do this. So they would go, presumably, to the bathroom with this person.
And see.
Right. And then, what do you got to do? Like, tear it off? Like, hey, stop that. Hey, don't give it to somebody. Oh, you don't bloody not give that to somebody. Oh, you've done it. Oh, you've done it now.
That's an interesting point. I wonder if they are in both bathrooms. Because you're right, abuse can go both ways.
Yeah.
I guess it's more common for women to be abused, but it's not impossible for a man to be abused. Yeah, I wonder if it is in both.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Because then you would think, like you said, that gives up the game.
Yeah.
They're like, wait a minute. If it's in this one,
you're going to get a beating when you get home.
Or unless, because maybe they're playing like a game of numbers, right? Where they're like, look, we know men and women get abused, but women more often get abused, so we'll target that. But here's how they throw them off the scent. In the men's bathroom, they put up a flyer saying, if everything's fine, rip one of these off and hand it to one of the staff. And then they're like, oh, yeah. And so they see the girl rip one off and hand it to the staff, and they go, very good. Okay.
Yeah. Trained well. She thinks everything's fine. But then wouldn't it be weird if
he's like, well, everything is fine. I'll rip one off.
And then they get called away to a private room.
Yeah. And they're in the private room. The doctor's like, you did the secret abuse signal. He's like, I did the what?
I did
the boy.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. It's a minefield.
But yeah, I thought it was a good idea.
Yeah, it is genuinely a good idea.
For the most part.
Yeah. We've found a couple of insecurities, but if they could patch them up, maybe I think put in the fake flyer in the other bathroom.
Yeah, fake flyer. Or that's good. No, never mind. Don't
we've done it. It's foolproof now.
Don't worry about it. I was going to say something real dumb. Let's keep going.
Okay.
Well, let's get into Today I Learned. So now it's time for Today I Learned. What's the intro to that? Today I Learned. This Today I Learned is by Chart7. Today I learned a couple invited Queen Elizabeth to their wedding as a joke, and she actually showed up.
Would you do this if you had that power?
Well,
I reckon I do it all the time. If I'm
like if
you think
you
it's funny, do you?
Yeah,
if I was the queen.
Yeah.
And I had time. Because what does she do?
I didn't think she did. I think she just crashes weddings.
Yeah, she got something. I'd be like, you think it's funny, do you? Well, I'm going to fucking come.
Yeah. I mean, I would actually. I think I like the idea of crashing weddings.
Yeah.
Because who's going to say no if you if you're the queen of England and you're doing this in England, obviously. And you just,
no, I'd come. I'd fly.
If you just rocked up to a wedding, who's going to be like, sorry, you're not invited? Yeah. She'd get like free food the whole time.
They'll be like, oh, you're not on the list, and you just go, take money out of your wallet.
Yeah.
Am I on that?
I'm everywhere.
But I want to know, like, what couple is like, hey, honey, this would be funny. Yeah. What if we, I don't know, invite the Queen? Yeah, cool. Funny joke, man.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that's true.
It's fucking hilarious.
It's actually super lame when you think about the fact that she's obviously definitely not going to.
Yeah.
And it's just the stupidest joke. It's like you went to the effort of inviting her.
Yeah.
What did they do anyway? Did they like get an invite, walk up to Buckingham Palace, just stick it in the hat of one of those dudes or something? Like, when he goes back inside, somebody will pull that out.
It's a good question, because obviously you could mail Buckingham Palace, and they must get a lot of mail. How that survived the vetting process.
I reckon they're just like, incinerator.
That's what I mean. Like, but there must be like, I don't know if it had some kind
bills?
of
electricity bill.
It's the Queen. What are they going to do?
Yeah.
Maybe if it had some kind of like royal seal or something on it. They're like, okay, this actually needs to go to not necessarily the Queen, but someone important in Buckingham Palace. Maybe that's what they did with the invite. Maybe they...
A royal seal.
Yeah, they put a royal seal on it.
Okay.
And she's like, do I know a Darren and Christie? Because they had a royal seal and they've invited me to their... I'll just go.
Better not be rude about it. Yeah.
What are they, the Duchess of somewhere? What's going on?
Yeah. Do you know what I predict? Is that the bride was super pissed when she turned up. I mean... as a total generalization, I feel like most brides get into bridezilla mode and they want everything to be about them.
You know what?
Yeah.
I filmed a lot of weddings.
Yeah.
I've actually never met a bridezilla.
Yeah. Well, they're not often bridezillas, I feel, at the wedding. That's the thing.
Okay. You're just talking in the run-up.
Yeah. I think in the run-up.
Yeah. I think that might be a pretty offensive generalization.
And I think maybe afterwards. No. Let me tell you. All women who get married are all bridezillas before and after their wedding. Yeah. You need to catch them in that first hour or few hours during their wedding where they are the nicest people. And that's
until the Queen shows up.
I did a fake wedding at primary school. And let me tell you, my fake wife, whew.
Do you reckon... Do you reckon the Queen brought a +1? Do you think she brought Philip?
Yeah, probably. Probably brought Philip.
Yeah.
Why not? What's he doing?
Yeah, that's true.
He's not doing anything either.
Do you reckon you'd be like, oh, that's funny, but we actually didn't cater for this? And then you have to go to like the poor videographer or the band or whatever and be like, we need to take your meal.
No, I think
because the Queen is
yeah, what are they going to say? No, I think you're just like, we don't really like Uncle Dan very much. There's
always like a cousin or something.
He's already drunk.
There's already some family member you didn't want to invite, but your mum was like, oh no. You have to go. Because you remember, you went to their wedding and you're like, yeah, but I didn't want to.
Yeah.
Do
you reckon they got a present as well? The couple of present?
You would hope so.
Yeah. I mean, you're like the Queen. You can afford it.
And it better be like something pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, if it's like a gift, like a $20 gift voucher for a massage or something.
Yeah.
At least a good toaster.
Or like a little like money box souvenir from the Buckingham Palace. It's like shaped like the Buckingham Palace. I think that would be great. That'd be cool. I would actually love that. Yeah. If I met the Queen and that's what she gave me.
No, I would want the Queen to give me something totally unexpected and awesome. To be like, here, my dear, here's a drone. Like, sweet. That's sick. Thanks, Queen.
Thanks, Queenie. Yeah, that wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah,
something really, or she just knows you really well. Like, hey, I got a signed Departed DVD. Like, wow, that's actually I like really like that. That's awesome. So weird, but I just don't doubt that you could get that. I just
wow. How well do you know me? Actually,
yeah.
Come to think of it,
yeah.
Oh boy.
I haven't told anyone except over the phone to some guy listening into their conversations.
Yeah, so this is something I've only just realized. And it's very barely on topic, but go with me.
Okay.
As two men that don't really like receiving things,
Yeah.
a wedding's going to be a nightmare.
Yeah.
I don't want any of that stuff.
Yeah, but these days it's all money. I don't know the last
Money's
time
fine.
I
fucking love money.
Yeah. Well, mate, give me more money.
Because the idea always traditionally was you would get married and then you would move in together and people would buy you things
that you
like
need.
Toasters and whatnot for your house.
Doesn't happen these
No,
days.
because like everyone lives with fucking everyone now and you've got that shit.
And people have got kids even before they...
Because I reckon someone would be
Nothing.
like, here's a set of pans. I'm like, I have better pans than this.
Yeah. No, actually, I could definitely upgrade my pans.
That's true.
I wouldn't mind. See, I want a cutlery set too. I could probably get that. Like that's something that I don't ever want to spend money on, but I would accept gladly as a gift.
Okay.
Is like good knives, something that's a little bit more expensive. So it couldn't be for I think a birthday because I'm talking about like I want like a couple $100 knife set.
All right.
But wedding, that's
got
nothing.
a solution for this.
Okay.
That will benefit us both.
Yeah.
We need to get married to each other because then this apartment will become very
It'll look
fancy.
great. It'll look great.
Yeah, like, what do we need? New knives. A couch would be good if anyone's
Do you reckon anyone would be offended when they know that we're not gay and we are doing it for the
they're like,
presents?
you may kiss the groom, we're like, both like, nah, that's cool.
We'll just fist bump.
See you at the divorce, Nels.
Yeah.
You know what? We can both keep the stuff. It'll be very amicable.
Yeah. We've just penciled it in straight after.
I feel like that's
wedding at 3, divorce at 4.
That's definitely in a like. As a gay man, imagine waiting your whole life to be able to get married, and then we come and just exploit it for new knives.
A couple of guys want some presents. Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah.
This is what I was thinking though. We, in regards to El Quino, invite her on the podcast, man.
Yeah, I'm for it. Get a royal seal.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like a bad joke, but it was also a bad joke to this wedding couple. So maybe the Queen will turn up.
And in this vein of bad jokes, if she comes, we'll have to be the morning DJs.
Yeah.
Like, here's the thing now. It's a bit of a prank.
Yeah.
We invited the Queen. She's only gone and bloody turned up.
She's the bloody best. Or something. I don't know. I don't know.
We don't know what they do.
I don't know. I think... okay, here's a question for you.
Okay.
What would you ask the Queen on if she was on our podcast? What would be some question?
I'd have to be like, what's your money situation? Do you get given money? Or is all of the money just yours? How does that work?
I mean, your face is on everything.
Right. It's a bit like, because the Queen has money.
Yeah.
But is it, because obviously part of taxes is what kind of pays, some tax goes to the Queen and the government and whatever.
Yeah.
Does she just get that as a weekly or a monthly or a yearly check? How does it work? If she wants to buy something, how does that work?
I'm thinking she never ever touches money ever in her life.
She probably doesn't, and that's fascinating.
Yeah.
I'm cashless. I understand.
Yeah.
I got the card on my watch.
Yeah.
I get it, Queen.
She's got an Apple Watch, but she's had one for 60 years.
Yeah, she's like, I have an Apple Watch 5, but they're only up to 4. She's like, I have a 5.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
She was up to a 5
10 years ago.
Anyway, I thought it would be hilarious if we got her on the show. So I've gone and done a here shit. No, I think it would ruin the show, to be honest. Yeah. But I think we'd kind of be like,
we'd have to
I'm afraid of saying anything.
Explain a lot of things, I feel.
Like what Reddit is probably to begin with. And then why we don't talk about it for a bit at the start. She's like, beforehand you told me this was about Reddit, and now you're not talking about it.
Because you'd be like, Camber, what'd you get up to this week? And I'd be like, this week I went to a bloody music festival or whatever. Like, anyway, Queen, what did you get up to this week? She's like, I was a diplomat at some European nation.
She went to all the weddings, mate. That's Anyway, here's another one.
Okay.
Camber. This might be quick. I don't know. Okay. This is by J. Paul. Did I credit the... I think I did. This is by J. Paul 1229. Today I learned some people are actually afraid of being too happy because they think something tragic is going to happen soon. This is known as Cherophobia.
I mean, I shouldn't laugh because that's quite depressing to not want to be happy. But that's not how life works.
That would be... Oh, man, it would be so tricky, wouldn't it?
Because that would imply that life has a conscience that is going, look at this prick.
Yeah,
Look at this prick over here, a little bit too happy.
Well,
was that his wife? Flick. Like,
yeah. God, you're the worst at life.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess it's the same sort of thing as karma, right? Sort of. The idea that people feel there's like another force going on, and you need to counterbalance that.
It's like a real prick karma. Because karma's like, you do bad will come back to you. But this one is like, you're too happy, I'm going to fuck you up.
Yeah, that's right. It's far
That's what
worse.
we'll call it. We'll call it prick karma.
Prick karma. Well, I mean, that's true. And I think, there's an element of karma that I believe in, which is not the fictitious kind, but the idea that if you are doing more good, I think people see that and will treat you in a better, more positive way, and therefore...
If you are always doing bad things, people will be negative towards you.
That's right. Yeah. But then again, drug lords live great lives. So, and they've done a lot of bad things.
But maybe other than that, they're pretty nice.
Oh, okay. So it's just the... Yeah.
You have this idea of drug lords, but maybe they're like, Nelson, it's wonderful to see you. Take any drug you want.
Yeah.
It's on the house.
That's pretty nice. That's a pretty nice thing for us.
What a host.
What a great guy. This is what I was thinking about. This is kind of ridiculous. And not that I'd say that it's a phobia, but I sort of think this sometimes. Okay. And I'm not afraid of ever being happy.
Right.
But
you should be.
There's times where I'm like, I'm in on a real high, like I don't know.
You're really high?
Lots of, because that drug lord guy, he was just said, take anything. There's like, times where, I don't know, just things have gone well. Lots of positive things have happened in my life. I can't even think of an example because my life sucks at the moment. But, and I've sort of consciously thought, I was like, well, I'm not, it's more about, I know I'm not always going to feel this way. And I'll be like conscious of that while I'm in this happy, good mood. And then I'm just like, well, I'll just wait until it goes downhill again, I guess.
Really?
Just gonna, and then
so you have that thought of being like, oh my God, I'm so happy now. What? I can't wait till I'm sad again. Oh no, I've thought about it.
Yeah. Oh, and just by thinking about it, I'm sad again.
That's crazy.
I think there is something to that where I just know, because I know like living in a state of eternal happiness is impossible. Yeah. So therefore, when I am super happy, I know that. Yeah. It's just only a matter of time, I guess, until I'm like neutral. Or something.
And that idea of eternal state of happiness as well. There's been this theory lately that social media is really bad for people's mental health in that way because no one ever posts sad things, right? Like Instagram in particular, there's a lot of like very popular people, and they post these amazing travel shots and these beautiful beach shots and all this kind of stuff. And life is great, and people start thinking, it's like, well, fuck,
like that is life. Yeah, that's what life should be.
Yeah, and they're never not happy, and I'm sad all the time. What the fuck is wrong with me? But it's because they are sad. But you're not going to put up a picture of you crying. I'm like, today was shit. Yeah. It's just this idea that you only ever perpetuate the very best, which is why I think it's what we strive for in this show, is that when we have a bad show, we'll put it out.
We'll put it out. Because then our listeners will like our better episodes even more.
The highs will be higher.
The highs will be higher.
Yeah. This one's a real mid-range.
Yeah. Real middle of the road. But hey, it's not over yet.
No.
Could be worse.
They could drive it into the
ground. Anyway, let's move on to shower thoughts.
Shower thoughts, shower thoughts, shower thoughts, shower thoughts.
This shower thought is
Just quickly, imagine explaining that to the Queen.
well, the song or the theme. I don't know.
Why we're singing to that tune about
She might have heard the ad.
I guess so.
I mean that it's not specifically the ad though, right? Because it was.
Yeah, Bill knows.
It's ripped off another. Bill knows. Ask Bill if you're confused.
Bill from Escape This Podcast once, as a joke, it's like, oh yeah, because that's obviously the Decorate ad, which in itself is a reference to this, and we both went,
yep.
yeah, you got it.
I'm sure a bunch of our listeners don't know because was Decorate. I'm assuming that was like an Australian brand.
Yeah.
I don't know, and we've got like I think our majority is in the US. So sorry for all the times that
the last
we've ever
102 weeks that we've played that.
Yeah, that we've played that and then referenced this conversation right now. I'm so sorry. I'm just so sorry about this one.
Sorry, go on.
Anyway, this is by Matty Free. If scammers were smart, they'd send out a normal-looking email from a reputable company and put the link they actually want you to click as the unsubscribe here button.
That is so good. I wish no one put this out.
Yeah.
Like, don't tell them.
It's going to happen now.
Oh, now I'm going to be... My favorite thing is unsubscribing.
I know, yeah.
Oh, now I'm going to be scared of it.
You kind of feel like you get back at them,
yeah,
don't you?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't bloody sign up for this email. Although I hate when you go to unsubscribe and it's got the options.
Yeah, which category? Mate, all of them.
Yeah. Like, and I normally click the I didn't sign up for this.
Yeah.
But they're probably like, oh, well, you bloody did because, you know, when you filled out this form 6 years ago, it said that you could... You know, we could email you about friggin' everything in super fine print. And I just feel like, you know, it's not really driving home the point that you're assholes for emailing me all this bullshit. But this is what I was thinking because I like to earn a little bit of extra cash on the side. I thought I could get into scamming people with emails and such. I've heard it be done. So why don't I get into that lucrative market? But... problem is I have no idea how to do it, right? I think we've spoken on the show before.
Yeah.
You know how there's this concept of like, oh, you only need somebody's bank account like number, and that's enough.
Yeah.
But I was like, I give that out to people all the time. You know?
Yeah. How do you get money from that? I can transfer money to that.
Yeah, exactly. I could definitely pay.
But that's not how scams work.
Yeah. I don't understand how that equates to
stealing
money.
Yeah.
But that's why I thought I could be like a scam consultant.
Okay.
Because one thing is, how do you tell email's fake? Bad English.
Yep.
Terrible English. I reckon you just sort of charge by like per email that you fix up.
So they send you the scam email. You fix it up and make it look more legitimate.
Yeah.
Right.
And I send it back. And I'm like, that's like, you know what, $200 per thing that I fix.
Right.
Peanuts to them.
Yeah.
But, you know, extra 200 buckaroos in my pocket.
That's
the problem is, how I get paid, I have to give my bank account details.
Shit.
Just transfer it into this.
No.
Oh, I've got no money now.
Who would have thought the scammers? No.
But I've also thought there's this guy, right, who because I watch Twitch quite a lot.
Sure.
Is the streaming service normally for gamers that stream.
Yeah. I know, I'm a gamer.
There's this guy. There's this guy. Oh, can I like quickly divert from this? I hate that people play solo games on Twitch with like stories and stuff. I'm like, just get the game yourself.
Yeah.
It's far more enjoyable than watching somebody else do it.
Is it? Well, I've seen people say specifically of Spider-Man, like I can't wait to watch like someone run through this.
Yeah.
Being like, maybe they're like a broke kid, and they're like, I can't afford to buy it, but I want to see it. Is this like the best available option?
Maybe that's it. It must just be for because I feel like there's people that watch certain streamers that are not, they're not poor and they could just
true.
play it themselves.
Yeah.
But I don't get it. I'm like, I don't want it spoiled. I could maybe play it entirely and then watch other people do. I don't know. Anyway, that wasn't the story.
Your point was.
And there's this guy who he has a PC emulator on his PC, and he just like either puts a virus on it or makes like fake viruses, programs fake viruses in, and then he calls these companies and gets them to like hack into his fake computer. And he just kind of strings them along. He basically tries to keep them on the phone as long as possible. That's like the form of entertainment. And it's actually pretty entertaining to watch because like one time I watched him, he pretended to be this like elderly woman,
Right.
and her husband, like never listened to her. And so then, and he was just playing it so convincingly that this guy on the phone was like, oh, I can, fix your relationship as well. And so then he's like, sweet. So he goes off on this massive tangent about being like, oh, you need to fix that. Oh, I'll get my husband. Then he pretends to be the husband. And then, like a little while into it, she's like, I don't care about fixing my computer anymore. I want you to fix my relationship. And it's just like so awkward.
Wow.
How long it goes on for. And it's really interesting. And but again, I was like, if I knew these places, I could just out that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Give me like a few $1,000. I'll just tell you when he's on, or give them the web address and be like, if you think you're being scammed, just like have this in the office in the background.
Yeah,
and be like, oh yeah, sounds like that guy. Okay,
interesting.
I'll hang up.
You
What's
have
my
like
call?
You have like a database, I guess, of reputable people that you could.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, there's that for you. Here's another one.
All right.
It's by Gunreelder. Accidentally downloading a virus has probably scared people off of pirating movies way more than the FBI warnings ever have. Yeah, that's true. I don't ever think like. The warnings are so stupid in the first place. I remember there was that ad that everybody remembers that's like, you wouldn't steal a car.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
You wouldn't. And I just thought
First of all, people do.
People do. So there's like a huge market that you're just saying it's okay to steal a movie, basically.
Yeah. Would you steal a car? Yes. All right, you can download. Will you steal a car?
Yeah.
No? All right, well, buying a bloody
Well,
DVDs.
don't think about it. But would you steal a movie? Well, yeah. Oh, well, I guess that's okay too.
Oh, what do we say?
I don't know what our message is. It's so confused. But it has never once made me think, oh, I should probably pay for that. If they did some sort of campaign that's like showing the people who suffer from piracy the most in the industry, that'd be far more engaging and far more likely to stop piracy.
If you saw like
stupid FBI
a documentary about some guy who worked 7 years to make his first feature film and then it underperformed because everyone downloaded it or whatever, that would be a lot more effective than like Infinity War, for example. Just I think became in the US the highest grossing US domestic movie of all time.
Yeah.
And then we're like, don't bloody steal it, just needs your money.
Hey, these billionaires, they bloody need your money. All right?
That's where I think, because that's what they always focus on, is stuff like that.
Yeah, the big
movies. And you're like, no, focus on the other, like the people that, because there are surely people that are affected by this that aren't the corporate billionaires.
Yeah. It is tough, though, because you need that one movie that's really good, but hasn't done well in the box office. So it's like a movie that everybody knows, but only because it's been pirated. And it doesn't really work.
What if they did it like a threatening ultimatum? Like, if piracy isn't finished by 2020, we're deleting the Shawshank Redemption.
Oh.
It won't exist anymore. We'll delete it off every server.
Just forever.
We won't stock it on any shelves. Yeah. Don't download it.
Don't do that, obviously.
Don't pirate it, obviously.
That would ruin our thing. Okay. Yeah. I like the ultimatum idea. I mean, I think they should just go with like a nuke.
Imagine if they're like 1 year, no movies. There won't be a single movie this year because of you. You did this. You downloaded.
Yeah, that'd be good. Or no, I mean, just...
Oh, they'll all be shit.
Yeah. We're gonna...
You excited for Avengers? That's too bad. It'll be shit.
Yeah, it's gonna be fucking rubbish.
We've told them to reshoot it. It's terrible now.
Yeah, it was amazing.
You'll never see it because you had to download Infinity War, didn't you?
Yeah.
You fuck.
No, I like the idea though that they only... They say they're only going to spoil like half the movies, but they just don't tell you which ones.
Yeah,
so you're still inclined to go to the movie theater or download it or whatever, and then you're like, oh damn, I get one of the bad ones.
Shit.
Maybe different copies of the same film as well.
Yeah,
so you could see the good version.
Maybe at the theater, there's like you're on like a polygraph or something.
Yeah,
and they're like, "Did you download Infinity War?"
Yeah,
and you're like, "Yes." I'm like, all right, well, you're in Cinema 8.
Yeah.
Did you download Infinity War? No. Well, you're in Cinema 3.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, you don't sneak into Cinema 3.
Yeah.
I know you're a shady guy.
Yeah. And he's like, hey, I wouldn't steal a movie. Anyway, here's another one.
Okay.
This is by Saucerman. Saucerman. If you want the traffic light to turn green, look for something in your glove box. Every damn time.
Yeah.
Okay, here's another one.
It's kind of like that.
Yeah. Actually Crazy. This is by Actually Crazy IRL.
Okay.
If the pollution of oceans and overfishing continue, they'll have to update "There's plenty of fish in the sea" to "There are still some fish left among the trash," which is also far more accurate dating-wise.
I think I like it more, to be honest.
I like that. That's good. I'm going to use that more. And look, I'm getting older, and I know I'm not much of the catch,
Right.
but I definitely identify more with.
There's some fish left amongst the trash.
Yeah, I don't want to sound like an asshole anyway, but I am. But that I think I could get a girlfriend in a shortish period of time if I really severely lowered my standards. So you know what? And the older I get, the more that's happening.
Right.
Because the good catchers are getting married and stuff.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm watching them get married through my binoculars.
From your little, Hunchback of Notre Dame clock tower.
Yeah, exactly.
Going, another one.
Why won't they love me? Anyways, I'm looking forward to that change in the saying.
See, what's important to me, Nelson, is that when you do get a girlfriend, that they're supportive of how dumb this podcast is.
Yeah.
Because they try and change the podcast anyway, and it's perfect. I'm going to flip this fucking table. I swear to God.
Yeah.
Just know that.
You should know something.
Yeah.
If I found a girl who, is pretty good, pretty great.
Yeah, sure.
And she would say, "Hey, stop podcast." I'd be like, "Yeah, sure."
Yeah, sex is on the line.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I mean,
I need to make this podcast better than sex.
Yeah.
That's a toughie.
Or, well, it's just so hard.
Yeah, because the thing is, you'd be like, "What do you want me to do?" And I'd be like, "I don't know. I got nothing."
Yeah. That's right. You wouldn't be able to tell me to otherwise.
I know.
So, but listeners, if you're thinking about it, if you want to purposefully enter the show, either you get me a really good girlfriend,
or date Nelson yourself,
date me yourself, or if you want the podcast to continue, make this show better.
Oh, there you go. There are your two options.
Just in some way. All right, let's get into Ask Reddit.
Okay.
Ask Reddit. This Ask Reddit is by grading your comments. What is something in your life that is super fucking awesome?
I watch a lot of movies and get paid for it.
That's super fucking awesome.
Yeah, and sometimes I see movies like way in advance, which is also because you just have this little smugness about you.
Yeah.
When you've seen the movie, I saw a movie the other day that releases like end of January. Sick.
Yeah.
I've got ages to be smug about that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
God, so good.
It's not like it was a good movie and everything, but it's not like it was the world's best movie. But even so, I saw it, and then like a week or two after the first trailer came out, and I was like, oh yeah,
seen it. God, I love being smug. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Mine is I didn't really think about anything until what we were speaking about earlier, and what's super fucking awesome is I spent like 80% of Saturday playing Spider-Man. That was pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's true.
I just really like this question. The funny thing was as well, the poster was going through, and people were, were saying, oh, like I've gone back to college or something.
Sure.
And the person's like, hell yeah, education. And then somebody's like, I beat cancer. And he's like, yeah, fuck cancer, go you.
Yeah.
He's just really, loving everybody.
Yeah.
And like pepping everybody up, I think. There was like, you know what? There's certain things in your life that are just fucking awesome, and you probably take it for granted. So just say what's fucking awesome, and I'm going to support that.
Just in general, I think we have pretty awesome lives. Just like by default.
Yeah.
I mean, look, we for no reason talk absolute bullshit every Monday and put it out on the internet, and for some reason people listen.
Yeah.
It's fucking great.
It's pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I was talking to my dad today, and my dad was like, I was listening to this radio program about an asylum seeker, and he just went through like the most horrible experience in his life, going to like Syria in a war zone, and then trying to get on a boat to Italy where they just like cram everybody in these tight spaces, and then he got kidnapped and tortured, and then had to go. It's like, I feel really bad about it. People have super shitty lives. We have a pretty fucking awesome life in comparison.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people worse off. So,
and I think if you have the luxury of being able to listen to this absolute trash, you've got a pretty fucking awesome life too.
You've got a pretty fucking awesome life too, because of this podcast, obviously.
So send us money.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a weather show.
See if it happens. We'll give our bank account details. Okay, here's another one.
Can we just introduce a new show rule?
Yeah.
No scamming us. You can't scam us.
Yeah. We really should.
If we give you our bank account details, no scamming.
No scammerino.
Yeah, cool. I just wanted to. Yeah, I know we don't have many show rules, but I do want to make that one clear.
Yeah. Okay, this one is by Not Another Reddit Movie.
Okay. Yeah. I'm assuming that is a riff on Not Another Teen Movie.
Sure. There's not enough R's. Anyway, let's continue on. Tomorrow is the 17th year anniversary of the terror attacks of September 11th, 2001. Where were you that day? Again, I thought I'd just bring this mood up.
Yeah. Obviously, this post is a few days old, with it being September 17th now.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I just wanted to be a real prick about it.
Here's the date.
Well, it's September 11th.
Yeah.
So I was at home. I remember waking up because obviously for us the time difference. It happened at like 3 a.m. here. Yeah. So I woke up to that news. Yeah. So I was at home and then I was at school.
Yep. Yeah. Do you remember that day at all?
Yep, I do. Yeah. This is going to sound really weird, but so I remember my mum coming in, and she said there'd been a terrorist attack, and the only frame of reference I had of the word terrorist, was the computer game Rainbow Six. And I said like Rainbow Six, and she had to be like, no.
Well, technically, yes.
This is different.
Terrorists.
Yeah.
That's how it happens.
But yeah, like that. I mean, I guess that's just how innocent I was back then. That was my only reference of terrorism.
That's exactly
what I think they took over an art museum or something in that video game.
Yeah, right. Yeah. See, I was definitely the same. Didn't really know what terrorists were. Yeah. Aside from probably Counter-Strike.
Different game. Okay.
Yeah. I reckon probably.
I'm more of a Tom Clancy guy.
Yeah. Even then, I reckon maybe, I just didn't fathom what terrorists were.
Yeah.
And then, and I remember my dad waking me up and saying, Nelson, there's like, somebody flew a plane into the Twin Towers. I was like, what are the Twin Towers?
Yeah, I had that same thing.
Like, I have no idea what these things are.
I think my mum said there's been an attack on the World Trade Center. I'm like, oh no. What's the World Trade Center? I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what it was until it wasn't there.
I was like, so no school today?
Yeah.
And he was like, no, I still have to go. I was like, oh.
Yeah. But I remember even in school, we didn't do any like regular. I don't know. What do you do in primary school? Coloring or something? I don't know.
Yeah, well, I don't know. That explains your mental capacity.
But we all sat around and we all chatted about, and the poor teacher had to kind of talk a group of 2001. I would have been about 11,
Right?
10 technically in September. They had to talk a bunch of 10-year-olds through this terrible thing.
Yeah. I remember saying. So I was in grade 6. No, we would have been older than 10. We would have been like around. You're a year younger.
Yeah. And my birthday's in October, so I would have been 10.
So maybe 11 or okay, maybe that's about right. But I remember
You would have been 11. I know that.
Isn't it 13 when you go to high school? So 12 would be.
You're born in 1989, and your birthday's in October.
Yes.
So you would have been 11 in 2001.
Oh, because then I would have been.
You would have been 12,
and then
after
10,
October.
13 in.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, look, it's not the point. The point was, I don't know. Yeah, it's just like amazing. I remember being at school and being like, "What is the just trying to like understand what it was."
Yeah.
And we were I didn't really like understand the severity of it. I think
me neither.
it's just like I don't know, like that sucks is basically what I thought. And then and I remember it was like recess or lunch or something, and the teachers were watching it, like the news reports on a TV inside, and then we just kind of like me and a few friends just kind of wandered in. And it was just like this weird acceptance of like, okay, today's weird.
Yeah.
We're all just going to watch basically this TV and like...
And weirdly, and this is such a naive thing, but how I knew that it was such a big deal is before I went to school, it was all over the news, obviously. And I went to school and we talked about it. And then I got home from school, and obviously you got like a routine when you get home from school, you watch cartoons or whatever, and it was just all the same thing again. I'm like, oh, this is this is still going.
Where's
okay,
Cheese TV?
Right, and that's in the morning.
Oh yeah, sorry.
You get home, you're like, oh, I'm going to watch The Simpsons. Like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
It's going to be news reports because this is fucking huge.
Yeah.
That when I got home from school, I remember being like, oh, this is even bigger than I thought because it's still going.
Yeah. Yes. Anyway,
that's a real
pretty
downer.
I do think it's interesting though, because it is such a earth-shattering event in a way. Like, even though it didn't necessarily impact us, like we remember that day. Yeah, and that I think is like really crazy that is so significant because there's like a hurricane somewhere at the moment. In America, but like that doesn't impact me the same way the World Trade Center didn't really impact me, but it's just such a
a huge difference.
The catastrophe was like so much bigger. It was so shocking that it actually happened that I remember what I was doing, and like I think that's just so amazing that everybody, even though we weren't Americans, we still have a story of like what we did that day.
But there's been the death toll is obviously not comparable, but there's been huge bushfires in where we live. Yeah. And I remember the day of September 11 more vividly than I remember what I did on those days.
Yeah, that's right. I would have no idea. I don't think there's any other event in my life, honestly, that I can be like, on that day, this is what I remember.
Yeah.
I don't think there's one day in my life. No, can't think of it.
No, until our wedding day to each other.
Yeah,
for the forks.
I'll remember that for the bloody good cutlery. Right? Never forget that day. Cool. Anyway, All right, let's move on. All right, now it's time for questions, where we're going through a series of 36 questions. We found them in a study online. First, there was questions that if you went through with a partner, 36 of them, you'd end up loving each other. And we did those and you loved us. And then it got a bit weird, and so we were doing this other set of questions, which is in the same study, to get you to like us. We're up to question 35.
That was particularly long, that one.
It's because
you can't concentrate.
In all the other ones, I've just butchered the explanation completely. And I was like, this time, I'm going to get through it.
I've made this really inaccessible to new listeners.
Yeah. That is true. But this question, and then only one more. So we've got that to look forward to.
Yeah, the end.
The end. Okay. Question 35. Do you subscribe to any magazines? Which ones? What have you subscribed to in the past?
Okay. Currently, no.
Yeah.
And no.
Yeah.
It's 2018. Don't be ridiculous.
Why does anyone ever subscribe to a magazine ever?
I reckon it must just be waiting rooms.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
They'll be the only things I can think of.
No, that's not true.
Yeah, because they never knew.
Yeah. It's like the 1995 Oprah lost 13 kilograms. How did she do it?
Yeah.
That's what I'm reading when I'm going to any waiting room. I don't really. The subscription to magazines, I think, is super dumb. But anyway.
Yes. Now, I've done something similar, and I even felt weird doing it, but it was the only way to get this. So I've got that big collection of comic books just over behind you, Nelson.
Yeah.
It's like a whole like DC graphic novel thing. And that the only way you could get that is it's a subscription service.
Right,
which, but not like a, I don't know, like a Loot Crate is a subscription service. You have to go to the post office, you have to fill out a form, and then it gets mailed to you every month.
Yeah.
And then, so I got up to a point, and then I ran out of shelf space, so I cancelled it.
Yeah.
Because it goes on, it's like double that length.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that looks fine. And then just yesterday, of all things, I saw a picture of someone with the complete set.
Yeah.
I was really jealous.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, damn, it's
quite good. Yeah.
Bigger shelf.
You could have just put it on the next shelf.
I know, but it wouldn't have looked as good.
No. Buy a bigger shelf.
It was
mate.
weird, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's good. I thought you were going to say, because I think you've maybe said in the show before, those old magazines where you get like a little figurine and you have to...
Oh, yeah, I did. I subscribed. It's the same kind of thing.
Yeah,
Because the first one's always like $2.99 or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it's like, the next one's $80.
Yeah, and by the way, you've signed up for 18 months.
Yeah.
Shit.
I did do that back in the early 2000s. There was a miniature, like they sent you a miniature that you had to paint, which I'm terrible at. And also it turns out I don't like doing it.
Okay, yeah.
But it was Lord of the Rings. And I was very big into Lord of the Rings at the time.
Yeah.
I guess it's like, what is it? Like, it's Warhammer, isn't it? The little figurines?
Yeah.
It was very similar to Warhammer. And if you kept going, you got an entire set of all these characters in it and like a scenery and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, yeah.
I did about 5.
Yeah, okay. All right.
And then, because the first one was like, I think it was like Legolas or something like that.
Oh,
cool.
He's cool.
And then the next 3 are like, Orc. You're like,
Yeah. Orc number 34.
When is Aragon?
Yeah.
That's issue 50.
Yeah.
That's how they get you.
Well, he's still got Legolas, so he's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's pretty
I just have him. He was the real winner anyway.
And then that's the cheap one. That's like the $2.99 one.
Yeah, bargain. Yeah, I don't think I've ever done a magazine subscription. We got a free one once, and I had to choose from a list. My dad was like, I don't want any of these. Like, which one do you want? And there was one that was like about computers.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I got like, maybe 12 issues or something. I assume it went for about a year. And I reckon I read one article in one of them and was like, this is just... But I'm not really into this.
I just remember I had something similar. I've subscribed to more magazines than I realized.
Yeah.
Someone gave me as a present 12 months subscription to Empire magazine, which is the movie magazine.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That was, again, years ago, like early 2000s.
Yeah. Do you remember, did you read them?
I would read their reviews.
Right.
I've always weirdly been really into film. So I would read reviews of movies I wanted to see. And they also, every month, they would have like a retro movie poster. So I would always put that on my wall.
Okay, yeah.
And then if there was a movie I wanted... I still remember the first issue I ever got was for the movie Van Helsing.
Oh.
And like if there was an article about a movie I wanted to see, I would read it. Yeah, I would read it, yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't read it cover to cover, but yeah, I'd read it.
Okay. The only time I get magazines, and I'd never get a subscription, but when I used to do a little travel for work... And so I would often get a PlayStation magazine.
Okay. Yep.
Just for the flight.
No, it's called Playboy.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's why I was getting weird looks from people next to me on the plane.
Like, what? I'm in the video game. And she has great tits.
Yeah. And I would read it on the way over and then on the way back, and that would be it. And I would just throw away the magazine. It's like, even if I hadn't read it, even if I'd only read a couple of like articles and the whole thing, like, that's it.
What about as a kid? Did you ever read Mad magazine?
No.
No, it's
Never.
I remember even as a kid, I was like, it's pretty lame.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, no. I think I had a friend who had a lot of copies of it for some reason.
I did,
and I used to do the fold.
Yes,
thing.
I did used to enjoy at the back of the thing doing the fold it and be like, it wasn't funny though. You just like, oh yeah,
it's just like, oh, I've done it. It was one scene, now it's another. That's all it was. God, I can't believe how easily amused I was when I was a child. All right, let's get into the AMA.
Yes, please.
The Ask Me Anything, where listeners of the show, just like you, listener, can ask us anything you want.
Yeah. Okay. You wanted to do Rowan's, is that right? Or you just wanted to avoid the other one?
No, I didn't really care. I was just likely to say the name of the person who wants to stay in
Rowan's is on my screen, so if you don't mind, I will do that one.
Okay.
Okay. I haven't read this prior, so forgive me if because it looks wordy.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm not good with words. Gentlemen, I was recently reviewing the topic of future of work, which discussed how life expectancy is now projecting over 100 years of age. I worked out that should you continue with your podcast until you reach 100, you will spend over 5,500 hours and cost me over $3,500 in charity donations. Sorry, that's just kind of funny. AMA 54.0. What do you think about the prospect of living over 100, particularly considering this means you are only 1/4 of the way through? Cheers, Cousin Ron. P.S. I've attached evidence of my donation, despite you saying I didn't need to. We didn't say you didn't need to. We just said it'd be very suspicious if you do it now.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, it doesn't look any less suspicious, Ron.
Yeah. We're gonna call you out on this. Yeah. See, he's done the thing where he's like, I'll send in something jokey because that's funny.
And
right?
we don't doubt you've given money to charity now.
Well, yeah. I mean, I do now because he's like, I'll get away with this by sending in a fake photo of it, and we'll post it online. You know what? I'm gonna find the first one he donated. I'm gonna put that online, and then I'm gonna put the one that he sent in next to us. Right? And he's just trying to cover his tracks.
And if it has bank account details, he is covered by the show rule. No scamming.
No scamming. Yeah. So it's part of it. If you don't want to be scammed, write in.
With all your details. We'll protect him.
Part of the rules now. You'd be part of the show and therefore just scam artists free.
What do you think about the idea of living to 100 or over?
Okay, this is what I think. I don't care about living to an older
Don't
age.
care about living? Oh. All right, I'll take care of that.
Yeah, I don't care how old I live to.
Yep. It's about quality of life, isn't it?
I know. Yeah, it's definitely about quality. I think, we've spoken about the idea of being immortal and how we wouldn't really like that.
Yeah.
But I think even then, I'd be okay to be immortal, live forever, so long as my quality of life was fine.
Yeah.
I was like, if tomorrow I go into a brain dead state for the rest of my life, I don't want to live for like another day. And maybe that's a little bit morbid, but I think that's just what it is to me. Like, living is really just about the quality of life and not about anything else.
I have nothing against being 100 as long as I've seen some old people that have, oh boy.
Oh, they've checked out.
Yeah. I was at a thing just the other day. It was like a live music gig, and this guy was just, he was in like a mobility walker, and he was just always asleep.
Yeah.
He just couldn't. I'm like, see, at that stage, I think that's when your quality of life is declining.
Yeah.
But if there's always advancements in health and whatever. If they can say you'll live to 100 and your quality of life won't be as good, but you won't be completely gone. That's fine.
That's right. And I think that's probably going to happen. Although there's the idea that they're saying, well, we can make you live longer by, giving you drugs that will help your heart or your lungs or your kidneys or whatever. Yeah. All the things that fail except your brain. There's no way to replace that or enhance that. So they're saying, we're having science is making us live longer, but they can't physically make your brain function longer. So the theory is that we will always end up in this vegetative state if we end up being 120 or plus.
You could be fighting fit physically.
Yeah.
But if Alzheimer's kicks in, ain't nothing you can do.
Yeah.
Or just like memory loss, things like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I don't remember things now.
If we what?
I don't remember things now.
Yeah, cool.
So it won't be any different because you were like,
I can off you if you want.
Do you remember last week? And I'm like, no. Who are you? I'm cold.
But will you remember what you were doing on September 11th?
Obviously.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think what was the question?
What do you think about the idea of living?
Think about the prospect. Okay, yeah. So I think it's fine.
Yeah. It's a very long way to say that.
Yeah.
To be fair, we took up a lot of time accusing him of defrauding people about charity. So.
Yeah.
It's always going to be long when you're accusing people of things like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Okay.
I hope he doesn't stop listening.
He'll stop listening. All right. Here's another one.
Who's it by?
Anonymous.
Okay. This person wanted to stay anonymous.
Don't ask me this. Okay. Before the show, I said to Cambo, I'm definitely going to say this person's name because I can feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's also a little long, but I'm just going to try and get through it.
Just do it extra quick.
Okay.
Go.
Hey, fellas.
Go.
Thought I'd write in again as it's been a damn while, but I think I should remain anonymous as this story could maybe ruin me.
Oh.
Also, sorry for the long story, but hopefully it's worth it.
Okay.
So, a few weeks ago, I was out of town helping on a youth camp that I had previously volunteered for. All the camp leaders were meeting a day early to plan out the camp. It was in a small country town about 3 hours from Melbourne, so I had no idea where I was. I put the address in maps to where I had to be, but clearly maps had no idea where I needed to go and took me a dead-end road. Your first mistake was using maps. Use Google Maps. Far better. I then thought maybe I'd missed where I was supposed to go, so I turned around and proceeded to drive back the way I'd come, a little slower. It was a dead country road. To see if I could see anybody's cars I knew. After 2 laps of the road, nothing came up, so I decided to call the coordinator to find out where I'd gone wrong. Being a good citizen and that my hands-free was playing up, I pulled over to make the call as I didn't want to get in trouble for using my phone.
Sure.
I was stopped maybe a minute or two and then worked out where I had gone wrong. I then proceeded to exactly where I needed to be and parked my car on what was a main street of the country town and went inside the hall. 2 hours later, a police officer comes into the hall asking who owned the car parked outside, which was mine. I wasn't too stressed as I just thought, crap, maybe I'm in running late. I've parked in a no parking zone of some kind. How wrong I was. Turns out my park was 100% legal. But they had, for the last 2 hours, been searching for me as somebody from the school I'd stopped outside of had called the police saying they thought a pedophile was on the loose and had put all the schools and preschools in the area on lockdown for the last 2 hours. Anyway, I eventually managed to prove I wasn't a pedophile.
How?
They showed him the pictures of naked kitties and he was like,
and he looked at his wiener.
Yeah. He's like, no, I'm not interested. Anyway, I eventually managed to prove I wasn't a pedophile and was a complete misunderstanding. But as it stands, I was for a brief moment a suspected pedophile. So my AMA is this. Is this political correctness gone mad, or am I in the wrong for accidentally stopping outside of school?
No. You're not in the wrong person. I almost said their name.
See?
If we say your name, I apologize right now because we are not going back to edit it either.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit of political correctness gone mad. It's a hard thing, though, because pedophilia is one of the worst. So you don't want to be too blasé.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You don't want to be seen to be like, oh, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But also, I've known of many people to be accused of this.
Jesus, who do you hang out with?
I remember back where I used to work, I worked in a shopping center, and there was all these, it went kind of viral on Facebook, this picture of a guy with a phone, and this woman said, he was hanging around taking photos of my kids and all this kind of stuff, and it all and it was everywhere, like, who was this man? And he commented on one of them saying, that's me. I was taking a selfie because there was a big Star Wars display in this shopping center.
That's right. I remember that.
And he uploaded the photo. He's like, your kid just happened to be there because it was Star Wars. I didn't mean
yeah.
to do it. Like, this poor guy had for hours, had his face all over the internet being like, pedophile, pedophile, pedophile.
Yeah.
And-
I fucking hate that shit like that.
And then there was also other occasions in which we used to have technicians that came and changed over the games in like an arcade section. And several times you have people like, there's this creepy guy just loitering around the games.
Yeah.
You have to be like, oh, yeah, he works there. He's He's paid to creepily loiter around the games.
Admittedly, that guy is very creepy. The technician it was that I used to work with. Actually, multiple of the technicians, very creepy people that like I would not suspect. In fact, probably pedophiles. Who knows?
So what I'm saying to
Be a
this,
good job to get.
what I'm saying to this person is, don't feel too bad that you were accused of this, because there are people that get accused of it all the time. But on the other hand, this is why it's hard, because if you do suspect something suspicious, I think what has gone is the decency of someone being like, hey, man, what are you doing here? Before they jump to the conclusion and then blast out a police report or a Facebook post. I think, you'd go up to someone and be like, what are you doing? And they'd be like, oh, I'm making a call, or I'm
masturbating.
Exactly. And depending on the answer, your reaction should go along with it.
If they act a little bit suspicious, I think is the thing. Because obviously, I mean, a pedophile isn't going to be like, I was pedophiling.
Just looking at your kids. Yeah. But again, I'm sure if
they're a bit more seedy.
If this person had to come up to this gentleman or lady in the car and be like, hey, why are you parked outside of school right now? He'd be like, I'm trying to contact this person from the hall. He'd be like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. He did say he was only stopped outside for like 2 minutes or something. So presumably...
Maybe they didn't get time.
Yeah. Maybe they were thinking about possibly doing that. But I do think it is a bit... Definitely like this political correctness gone mad. Because I do understand the idea of like, okay, what if he was a pedophile? You know, that is a concern. And people, pedophiles do exist and they do those things like... look at kids outside of primary schools. But I do think, there's an element of like, it does go too far sometimes. And I think that people do catch on to like, oh, I heard a story about a pedophile. So therefore I've got it in my brain that every guy I see that's like around kids is then a pedophile. I think there's like... there needs to be a balance. There needs to be a bit of a like understanding. From what it sounds like that he did, I think it sounds a bit crazy.
Yes.
That they suspected that instantly. Like I get the idea that he went up and back down the street, so that's a little bit...
Sure.
Could be a bit sus than he pulled over, but I think it just doesn't seem like what he did warranted completely... somebody going, this is pedophile. Let's lock down the surrounding area. It wasn't just that school.
Yeah, it's true.
And what's the point anyway of the cop finding him and then saying,
are you a pedophile?
And him going, misunderstanding. I was just looking for this. What if he was? Like, there's no thing to, like, prove that he wasn't. I don't know. I think that's kind of a bit insane as well. It's like, okay, so what? Like, you will never, ever, like, catch somebody unless they're literally kind of in the act of doing it, right? Yeah. Because of, plausible, whatever. It's like, well, no, I'm not a pedophile. Even if you are, you can't then say, well, but I think you are, so let's go. What are you expecting to do? What's the...
Maybe it was a trap. You go, you a pedophile? No. What do you think of this kid? Hot. Oh, damn it!
Oh, buddy up.
Yeah. Here's the only blind spot in this story.
Yeah.
We don't know what he was doing when he was making the phone call. All right?
Yeah. Could have been masturbating.
It could be masturbating. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We all do it. We'll masturbate when we're on the phone.
When we're on the phone.
Yeah. He maybe just didn't know the school there. So, all I'm saying is, person,
Oh, you bloody done it! You bloody done it, Keller! You've ruined this man's life.
Or woman.
Or woman. Could be a woman.
Person. Let us know if you're doing anything unsavory.
Yeah. Let us know if you're a pedophile. But I was going to add to this story a little bit, just my experience. One thing that I found really awkward, and I don't know, my brother has felt the same way, which is we feel really uncomfortable around if we're with our niece out in public, just by ourselves. And like, I remember a time specifically where I was out with my niece. We were just like walking around the streets because she was kind of bored and going crazy inside. So I just sort of took her for a walk, and she started getting like after a while I was like, all right, we got to go back. And she was getting really upset and like sort of crying. And she wasn't quite at the age where she had, she couldn't converse well. So I'm there, like just this guy trying to tell this small girl to come back with me while she's crying and saying no and trying to run away from me.
And being like, you're not my father.
Yeah. And I'm trying to like, grab her hand. And I think I ended up like picking her up. And she sort of knows, but I was like, but if somebody were to stop me and stuff, and like, I don't think, like, there's probably, she probably would have been okay, I think, and it would have been okay that she would have been able to identify me, maybe, but there's like a chance that she would have still just been crying in her own world because she doesn't want to go home, that I would have been like in trouble or whatever. And so I just sort of felt uncomfortable around, people walking past. She's crying, and I'm kinda like, Mila, it's okay. So
Uncle Nelson is here.
Yeah. So if you're a pedophile, pretend to be an uncle. Oh God, that's terrible.
Jesus. God.
Dude,
can we cover the topics we talked about this episode?
No, let's not remind the listeners. Yeah.
Abuse of sex trafficked people.
Hilarious.
September 11. And where you were.
Bloody right. I mean, that wasn't me. That was the question.
Yeah, I mean, pedophilia as topics.
Yeah.
This is a comedy podcast.
So it was a podcast.
I want to remind people of that because you may have forgotten.
It was a comedy podcast. Yeah. Do you know today I was picking a lock to a house? Yeah, we didn't have the keys to a property that we managed.
Sure.
And there was a guy next door, and he's like, "Hey, you right, mate?" And I was like, yeah, I'm just trying." I was like really nonchalant about it. I was like,
"Just trying to break into this house, but they've locked the door."
The first question he asked me was, "Are they home?" What do you mean? Are they home?
I'm doing a home invasion.
Yeah. I'm trying to break in while they're there. And then what was he expecting us to say? And I was like, "Oh no, I just manage the property." And he's like, "Okay." And I was like, "Oh,
well, that was really
that
easy.
Was super easy to get away with." Anyway, this is a long episode.
It is. Sorry,
and it wasn't good. It's just long and tedious.
Yeah. We are quantity over quality.
Yeah, 104 episodes. 3, 4, 5.
Yeah,
what are we up
we're in
to?
the
3. 103 episodes. Anyway, 104. Oh, that's a milestone, Cambo. 2 years.
That's true. 2 years.
So
next year we'll do a big. No, we won't.
No, we won't. So that's it today. If you'd like to write into us, you can do so. Reddit podcast, readitpodcast @gmail.com, at Facebook, at Twitter, and our subreddit. They're all READIT podcast.
And let me just say, if you want to remain anonymous, no problem.
we got you covered. I'm so glad you did that, not me. I
mean, I didn't say the whole name, but I reckon you could work it out.
I reckon you could work it out. And like and subscribe and all that.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah. Do all of that and more.
Thanks for listening. We'll read you later.